Something inside you already knows it's coming. That strange pulse in the air, that sudden wave of silence right before something shifts, it's not your imagination. Scorpio, on October the 26th, the final portal of destiny opens, and you, of all signs, have been chosen to walk through it first. This isn't just another astrological event that flashes and fades like the moon's reflection on water. This is the culmination of every death, every rebirth, every heartbreak you've ever survived. The universe has been moving pieces in secret for years, aligning Pluto's hidden machinery with the deep frequencies of your soul, and when the clock strikes on that date, the veil between what you feared and what you are destined to become will finally tear. For others, this may feel like revelation. For you, it will feel like resurrection. You were never built for easy transformations. You were born from crisis, sculpted in silence, and taught through loss. Every betrayal that bled you dry, every ending that stripped you bare, those were not punishments. Scorpio, they were rehearsals for this very hour. Pluto, your ruler, has been whispering through the cracks of your reality, preparing you for the day the universe would demand your complete surrender. When the portal opens, it won't knock politely. It will roar through your life like a tidal storm, demanding that every false identity, every old wound, every half-truth you've carried as protection, be burned away. Because what waits on the other side is power too pure for anyone still hiding behind their pain. October the 26th is the cosmic intersection where your shadow meets your light. It's the phoenix hour, the sacred burning before the flight. You may notice it before it arrives, electronics glitch for no reason. Old memories surface in dreams, and faces from your past reappear in ways that make your chest tighten. Time begins to fold. You'll sense that days feel shorter yet heavier, like you're walking underwater through your own timeline. This distortion is no accident. It's the quantum pull of rebirth. The moment your soul rearranges its coordinates across dimensions, while others may panic at what's collapsing, you'll feel something ancient awaken inside the steady voice that says, "I've died before. I can do it again." In this portal, Scorpio, karma does not play judge. It acts as mirror. Everything you've projected onto others now reflects back with perfect precision. Old grudges resurface not to punish you, but to be seen for the illusions they were. Every secret you thought was buried will shimmer under light. Not to shame you, but to free you. The portal does not care for reputation or control. It demands authenticity, raw, trembling, undeniable truth. And when you speak it, the entire fabric of your destiny begins to tremble with recognition. You are not being broken apart. You are being decoded, rewritten in divina syntax, translated into the language of power. For Scorpio, the sign of the underworld, this transformation is both terrifying and holy. While Aquarius may receive downloads of light, you will receive the wisdom of darkness, the sacred knowing that only comes from losing everything you thought you were. When Pluto aligns with Neptune and Uranus in late October of the year 2025, the frequency is not gentle. It cracks the surface of illusion, pulling you beneath the noise into the still heart of truth. There, in that void, you'll meet yourself, not the self shaped by fear, but the one who remembers why every heartbreak had to happen exactly as it did. The final portal is not an event to watch. It's a burial you must attend within your own soul. You will know it's begun when your emotions no longer make sense in human language. You'll feel peace while crying, laughter in grief, exhaustion followed by bursts of energy that shake your body like lightning. The universe is recalibrating your vibration, stripping away the density that kept you bound to suffering. People may fall away, plans may fail, and what once thrilled you may suddenly feel hollow. Do not chase what collapses. Do not mourn what resists you. Everything leaving your life now is cursed to the frequency of your old self. Let it fall. Scorpio, let it be beautifully, because with every layer that burns away, you rise closer to the pulse of your original essence, the one that remembers power without ego, purpose without pain. This portal does not open for everyone. It opens for those who have been tempered by silence and betrayal. Those who have faced themselves in the dark and refused to run. That is you. You are the one who learned that endings are never endings. Only sacred edits written by the cosmos. The energy of this day will test your ability to release, to trust what you cannot yet see. And if you surrender, the rewards will rewrite your destiny. The opportunities that appear after this date will not be random. They will be magnetic mirrors of your reborn frequency. Love will feel cleaner. Work will feel divine. Every decision will hum with purpose. And for the first time in years, you'll feel safe in your own power. But beware. Scorpio, the shadow will not vanish quietly. It will whisper that you are unworthy of peace, that transformation always costs blood. That voice is the ghost of your old timeline, the residue of your karmic training. Do not negotiate with it. Smile, thank it for its service, and watch it dissolve. You no longer need to learn through pain. The portal marks the end of that contract. From this day forward, your evolution comes through alignment. Not destruction. Every breath you take becomes a spell of creation. Every tear a baptism into your new timeline. The storm no longer hunts you. You have become the storm. As you cross this energetic threshold, you might feel a deep fatigue, the kind that comes after lifetimes of carrying others through their chaos. That's because you were never meant to heal the world before healing yourself. Now the universe returns your own medicine to you. The power you once gave away comes rushing back like an ocean reclaiming its tide. The air around you thickens with potential. Symbols appear: feathers, serpents, rings, mirrors, numbers repeating like a secret code, and each one is a reminder that reality is listening. You speak. It responds. You release. It rearranges. The laws of manifestation bend to your will because your vibration finally matches your soul's original design. So, when the world feels unstable around October the 26th, don't rush to fix it. Sit in the eye of the storm and feel the silence vibrating underneath the noise. That's the universe bowing before your transformation. You've waited lifetimes for this doorway. Scorpio, you have cried enough to flood kingdoms, burned enough bridges to light galaxies. And now, all that remains is truth. The final portal is not asking you to fight, it's asking you to remember. Remember that every ending was an initiation. Remember that your pain was proof of your capacity to transform. Remember that even when no one believed, you kept walking through the fire. Because you were never meant to escape the flames. You were meant to become them. So breathe deeply. Let the old version of you fall to ashes. Watch the smoke rise like prayer into the night sky. And when the clock turns to October the 26th, whisper to the universe, I am ready. Because the portal doesn't just open for Scorpio, it opens through Scorpio. You are the threshold, the secret, and the fire. This is the day the phoenix remembers why it learned to burn. There is a moment, Scorpio, that comes after the flames when the ashes settle and silence becomes heavier than sound. It's that pause between heartbeats when you're not sure if you're dying or being reborn. That is where you find yourself now. Standing in the second phase of the portal, the place where truth asks to be spoken out loud, even if your voice trembles. The universe has cracked your shell, and now it wants to see what still hides beneath the armor. It is here, in this strange and tender space, that love and honesty become the same thing. Because for Scorpio, love has never been soft. It has always been an excavation, a descent into the soul's darkest cave to find the one ember still burning. And now, under the energy of October the 26th, the cave lights up again. revealing everything you've tried not to feel. You may notice familiar faces returning, like ghosts from unfinished stories, a message from someone who once broke you, a dream where their name echoes in the distance, a memory that plays like an old film reel. Grainy and golden, but filled with ache. This is no coincidence. The portal demands completion. It pulls back everyone who carried a fragment of your truth, everyone who helped you learn where love ends and obsession begins. These are karmic revisits, not punishments. They are mirrors asking, have you finally learned to love without losing yourself? Because you cannot pass through the second gate if your love is still tied to control. If forgiveness still tastes like defeat, the universe doesn't care about who was right. It cares about who is free. And freedom, for Scorpio, has always been the hardest vow to keep. This part of your awakening is ruled by vulnerability, that word you hate, because it feels too close to weakness. But there's a difference between breaking open and falling apart. To open is to trust that nothing real can be lost. To fall apart is to believe the illusion that pain means failure. Vulnerability is your soul's rebellion against the walls you've built to survive. You've worn your strength like armor for too long, turning every tenderness into a threat. But the portal does not let you hide behind mystery anymore. It brings the lovers who hurt you back into your orbit so you can see them not as villains but as teachers. The one who betrayed you showed where you still equated control with love. The one who left reminded you that loss is not the opposite of loyalty, and the one you never stopped missing, they were the reflection of the part of you still afraid of peace. Pluto, your ruler, loves nothing more than truth. During this alignment, it strips illusions from every connection you have. People reveal their real intentions. Secrets you sensed months ago surface in plain sight. Conversations take strange turns where hearts speak faster than reason. It might feel messy, unfiltered, even awkward, but it's sacred. This is what intimacy looks like without masks, raw, unedited, trembling with humanity. You'll feel both terrified and alive. Because deep down, you've always known that real love isn't safe. It's transformative. It kills the ego and resurrects the soul. And as you stand in the middle of this portal, the universe asks one question only: can you love without armor? The answer will come not through words, but through silence. Watch how your body reacts. The person who feels like home will not cause your chest to tighten. They will make your breathing deeper. The friend who drains your peace will trigger headaches before they speak. Energy never leaves. And this portal amplifies it tenfold. The heart that beats for you will vibrate in resonance, not in confusion. You'll know it's real because it won't demand proof. It will simply stay. In this chapter, Scorpio, your task is not to chase love, but to let it recognize you. When you release the need to control, love becomes gravity. It finds you no matter how far you drift. But honesty isn't only for relationships. It's for the self you've ignored. This is where you meet your own shadow without judgment. Ask yourself what you've avoided saying to others, yes, but more importantly, to yourself. Have you forgiven the version of you who begged for attention from someone unavailable? Have you stopped punishing yourself for staying too long where love was confused with pain? The portal's energy will drag these memories to the surface, not to shame you, but to dissolve your attachment to them. Your heart has carried too much unspoken truth. Every time you pretended you didn't care, every time you smiled while breaking, that energy remains stored in your field. Now it must be released. Tears will come. Let them. They are the language of cleansing. The water that cools your rebirth fire. There is a reason why Scorpio rules both death and desire. You understand that destruction and passion are twins, both consume, both purify, both demand surrender. This is why the universe trusts you with such deep transformations. You know how to survive endings. But what you are learning now is how to survive peace. To not destroy what feels good out of habit, to not test the love that finally feels stable, to let gentleness exist without suspicion. The portal is showing you that stability isn't boring, it's the soil in which real passion blooms. Chaos is not your home anymore. Scorpio, it was only your training ground. As this week unfolds, you'll feel the old timelines peeling away like skin you've outgrown. Relationships based on trauma will fade naturally. You won't need to fight or explain. The silence between you and certain people will speak louder than any closure. Let it. That silence is sacred. It's the sound of the karmic contract dissolving. The universe rewards those who don't chase what's falling away. Because behind every ending is the whisper of a new beginning already forming in light. You'll know it's near when the air around you feels thicker. When music starts to carry hidden messages. When you feel peace for no logical reason. That's not coincidence, that's alignment. And then, almost without warning, someone new may appear. They won't feel like a storm. They'll feel like still water. Calm, steady, familiar. Your soul will recognize them before your mind does. They are not here to repeat the old lesson. They are here to walk beside you through the next chapter, the one where love no longer needs to hurt to feel real. The portal brings these encounters as blessings disguised as ordinary days. Maybe you'll meet in a crowded place. Maybe online. Maybe through an unexpected message. But you'll feel that pull, the one that says, "You've been looking for me in every lifetime." Don't run. Don't overthink. Let it flow. Because this is the essence of the second phase, honesty, suena, and the courage to love without rewriting the past. The universe has cleared the field. Now it's asking you to plant again, not in fear, but in faith. You are no longer meant to carry the ruins of what was. You are meant to build something holy from what remains. And the ones who are meant for you will meet you there. Not in the chaos, but in the calm after it. So breathe. Scorpio, let the past release its final grip. Stand in the truth of who you are becoming, unmasked, unguarded, unashamed. You don't need to prove that you are strong. You just need to be real. Because when the portal closes, only authenticity will cross through with you. And on the other side of truth, love waits, not the love that burns you, but the love that rebuilds you, the kind that feels like home after centuries of wandering through fire. There comes a night, Scorpio, when even the stars seem to hold their breath, the air feels heavy, as though the universe itself is listening. You will know this night when it arrives, because your soul will begin to hum with a strange vibration, not fear, not excitement, but recognition. You've entered the third stage of the portal, where silence becomes sacred and power stops shouting. The energy that once demanded your attention now whispers through stillness, reminding you that real strength is not loud. It doesn't prove or chase or fight to be seen. It simply exists like gravity, unseen yet undeniable. And this is what the cosmos is teaching you now, how to wield power without bleeding for it. For so long, Scorpio, you've equated power with pain. You believed you had to suffer to evolve, to lose everything, to rise. You became addicted to intensity, mistaking chaos for confirmation that something mattered. You searched for meaning in collapse because destruction was the only language your heart trusted. But in this new vibration, the universe rewrites your definition of strength. It shows you that power is not the explosion, it's the calm that follows it. It's the way you sit in the wreckage and still find beauty in the silence. It's your ability to hold peace while everything familiar disappears. This is not weakness. This is mastery. The silence after transformation is not empty. It's pregnant with new timelines forming beneath your awareness. You might wake in the middle of the night feeling energy moving through your body like static electricity, like wings unfurling inside your chest. You might feel drawn to solitude, avoiding noise, crowds, or meaningless talk. That's because your frequency is recalibrating. The universe is tuning your vibration to match a higher form of manifestation. Every word, every thought, every sigh you release now carries weight. What you speak in silence echoes through dimensions. The portal is no longer testing you, it's listening to you. Every emotion you choose writes a new script in the quantum field. So what story are you writing? Are you still narrating pain, or are you ready to speak from the voice of power that doesn't beg to be understood? The universe gives Scorpio this lesson in solitude because it knows your heart must learn to trust its own rhythm before it commands reality. You cannot lead the energy of creation while you are still haunted by the need to be validated. That's why people have vanished, opportunities have paused, and conversations have fallen away. It is not rejection, it's refinement. The silence you face now is a throne disguised as isolation. Sit on it, rule from it. Learn that you can hold authority without control, love without obsession, and purpose without exhaustion. Pluto and Neptune are weaving their strange duet through your chart now, turning your intuition into a cathedral. In dreams, you may find yourself walking through ancient temples or forgotten cities, hearing voices that sound like your own, yet older, wiser. They are fragments of your soul from past incarnations, offering guidance for the destiny that awaits. Some nights, you'll feel their presence so vividly it will wake you, your body trembling with déjà vu. Don't fear it. This is your soul reclaiming power from lifetimes where you were silenced, burned, or betrayed for carrying truth. Those memories are returning not to wound you, but to remind you of your lineage. You have always been the keeper of hidden knowledge. That is the Scorpio inheritance, to see the unseen and to speak what others fear. But now, the way you use that gift must evolve. You are not meant to expose truth with anger anymore. You are meant to illuminate it with calm. Your words will carry energy sharp enough to cut through illusion, yet soft enough to heal what they touch. The echo of your voice will ripple through others long after you speak. That's why the portal emphasizes stillness, to teach you that silence itself is a form of speech. Every time you resist the urge to prove, you amplify your magnetic field. Every time you choose peace over reaction, the universe rearranges to serve your vibration. You don't chase, you summon. You don't argue, you align. You don't fight, you focus. In this stage, your body also becomes the temple of this energy. You might feel bursts of warmth near your spine, or sudden chills that feel almost celestial. Your dreams will blur the line between memory and prophecy. Songs on the radio will echo your thoughts, and strangers' words will sound like coded messages. This is how the universe speaks when it knows you're listening. Don't rush to interpret every sign, absorb them. Let them flow through your intuition like tides through the shore. Each symbol is a piece of your new destiny being written in real time. There's a deeper reason the portal pulls you inward. The universe is preparing you to wield quiet influence. The next chapter of your life will not require you to fight for recognition. Your presence will speak louder than your effort. Opportunities will begin finding you because your energy has become a beacon. You are shifting from pursuit to magnetism, from striving to embodiment. When others see calm, they won't realize it's not calm at all, it's command. You are mastering the art of unseen power, the same energy that moves tides and stirs stars. It doesn't announce itself, but nothing can resist it. Still, the remnants of your old identity will test this silence. The parts of you that once thrived on drama will crave noise again. The human mind loves chaos because it distracts from truth. When this craving surfaces, pause, breathe. Let the silence speak louder. The noise will fade when it realizes you no longer need it. And then, something miraculous happens. Your senses sharpen beyond logic. You'll begin to feel time differently, as if past and future exist in the same breath. You'll sense people's intentions before they act. You'll feel the vibration of truth in every word you hear. This is not fantasy. This is your ascension into intuitive command. In the coming days, don't fear withdrawal. If friends drift away or plans dissolve, you know that your solitude is protection, not punishment. The universe is clearing the frequency for your next revelation. In this stillness, an idea, a vision, or a sudden knowing will descend like light through water. It might appear small at first, a thought you can't shake, an image that won't leave you, but treat it like sacred fire. It's the seed of your next destiny. Everything ahead of you depends on whether you nurture it with faith or smother it with fear. Remember, this silence is not absence. It's alignment. When the world goes quiet around you, it means the universe is leaning closer, waiting to hear your next command. Don't waste it with worry. Speak what you want softly, clearly, as if whispering to a lover who already knows your desires. Because in truth, it does. The universe is your reflection, listening for your tone. And right now, it responds only to peace. So rest. Scorpio, breathe in the quiet and let it crown you. Let power feel gentle in your hands for once. You have already proven your strength through pain. Now you will prove it through serenity. Every echo of silence carries your name. Every vibration of stillness bends reality to your will. The destiny hidden in this calm is greater than anything you could chase. All you must do is trust the soundless rhythm beneath your ribs, because that pulse, that steady beat, is the voice of creation itself saying, "You are ready." There is always a storm before revelation. Scorpio, you have felt it circling for days now. That uneasy electricity in the air. The sense that something unseen is rearranging the walls of your world. It comes not to destroy you, but to prove that everything you learned in silence was real. The fourth phase of the portal is not gentle. It never was meant to be. It is the crucible that turns knowing into faith and faith into power. When the universe tests you, it doesn't ask if you believe. It asks if you will stay aligned when nothing looks certain. The storm is the final teacher, the sacred chaos that separates illusion from truth, and it begins quietly, as all cosmic storms do, not with thunder, but with a whisper. Are you ready to trust what you cannot see? At first, it will feel like regression. Plans will unravel. People you thought were stable will falter. Something precious, a dream, a connection, an expectation may appear to crumble. You will wonder if you did something wrong, if perhaps the calm you found in silence was only temporary peace before the fall. But this is not a punishment. This is the universe shaking the foundations that can no longer hold your light. Every collapse is precision work, a dismantling of what you built from fear. The greater your destiny, the more the old structures must break. What feels like loss is simply space being made for the life that was promised to you long before you were born. When the storm hits, it won't be external first. It begins within. You may feel restless, anxious, as though your skin doesn't fit. The emotions will come in waves: grief, anger, nostalgia, longing. Let them. Don't fight the tide. These are not setbacks, they are releases. Each feeling that rises to the surface is energy that was once trapped in the body, waiting for this exact vibration to be freed. When you allow the chaos to move through you instead of resisting it, you transform it. You turn pain into current, heartbreak into momentum. The storm is not happening to you. It is happening through you. And yet, Scorpio, the test will be cunning. It will disguise itself as everything you thought you had mastered. Someone from your past might reappear, mirroring the same pattern you swore you'd never repeat. Opportunities might arise that look tempting but carry the old energy of compromise. You'll stand at crossroads where comfort whispers on one side and intuition burns on the other. This is the heart of the test, to see if you will choose familiarity or faith. Remember, the universe does not tempt to punish. It tempts to measure resonance. Each choice you make now is a declaration of which timeline you belong to, the one of fear or the one of freedom. The storm's true gift is not in what it destroys, but in what it reveals. When the lightning strikes, it illuminates what was hidden. It exposes the shadow behind smiles, the truth behind delay, the secret strength you didn't know you still carried. The light doesn't always comfort. Sometimes it blinds first. You'll see pieces of yourself you thought were gone, the child who wanted to be seen, the lover who wanted to be understood, the warrior who still fears softness. Don't turn away. Hold them all. This is how you integrate your own duality. The storm unites your fragments by showing you that no part of you was ever unworthy of love. Even the mistakes, even the anger, even the doubt, all of them were teachers. Astrologically, this energy peaks when Mars aligns with Pluto, both planets of power and transformation. It is a frequency that forces confrontation with your own truth. If you've avoided speaking up, life will push you into situations where silence is impossible. If you've clung to control, it will slip from your hands. The portal doesn't tolerate half-truths. It burns them. But once the smoke clears, what remains is real beyond measure. You will feel the difference, how peace no longer feels like boredom, how stillness no longer feels like emptiness. The storm clears your perception so you can see the divine architecture of your own becoming. You'll notice synchronicities intensify during this phase. Numbers repeating 11, 333, 555, as if the universe is keeping time with your heartbeat. Dreams will return with messages coded in symbols, water overflowing, bridges collapsing, wings unfurling. Each image is a translation of your own transformation. Water means emotional release. Bridges signify transition. Wings mark ascension. You are not imagining these signs. You are receiving real-time feedback from creation itself. When your vibration rises this high, the universe mirrors your every move with frightening accuracy. That's why awareness is your greatest tool now. One thought and fear can ripple into chaos. One moment of faith can redirect an entire outcome. And yet, Scorpio, the storm will also humble you. It will remind you that surrender is not the same as defeat. You can be powerful and still uncertain, brave and still afraid. There is a holiness in not knowing what comes next. It keeps the ego from claiming credit for divine work when everything around you spins. Remember the center you found in silence, that heartbeat that anchored you between worlds. Return to it. Breathe slowly. This is your compass. Every inhale is a promise that you are safe within chaos. Every exhale tells the universe, I trust your timing. Eventually, you will feel the shift. The thunder will fade into distance, and something inside you will click, a quiet knowing that you have passed the test. You'll wake one morning, maybe after tears, maybe after laughter, and the air will feel lighter, colors sharper, time slower. That is the sign that the storm has done its work. What remains will feel different, smaller circles, deeper connections, simpler truths. You will find yourself craving peace like oxygen, drawn to those who speak softly but love deeply. You won't chase anymore. The magnet has been reset. Chaos no longer seduces you because you've tasted the power that calm holds. You'll realize the miracle was never the end of the storm. It was you learning to walk through it untouched. And then, almost unnoticed, miracles begin to appear. Little things first, a message you needed, a coincidence that feels like divine humor, a door that opens just as another closes. The universe moves again, this time in your favor, because it knows you can now be trusted with power. You've proven that your faith is not conditional on comfort. You've proven that you can hold light in the middle of lightning. That's when manifestation accelerates, not because you asked louder, but because your energy finally matches what you've been praying for. The portal recognizes the vibration of truth, and you are radiating it without trying. This is the miracle hidden in the chaos, the realization that nothing external ever had control. The storm was never the enemy. It was the sacred initiation that carved the space for grace to enter. You are no longer who you were when this began. You have become both the storm and the calm, the thunder that awakens and the silence that heals. So stand beneath the clearing sky. Scorpio, feel the air after the rain clean. Electric, new. Look around at what remains and know that every person, every dream, every possibility still standing beside you has survived the sacred fire because it belongs to your next chapter. The test is complete. The storm bows before you now. Whispering its final lesson, faith was never about believing you'd be spared. It was about remembering you were never alone inside the storm. There comes a night, Scorpio, when even the stars seem tired of shining, when the world falls utterly still, and you realize the silence no longer scares you. It comforts you now. Like a long-lost friend who always knew you would return, the storm has passed. The thunder has become memory. And in the faint glow that follows, something within you begins to stir soft, gentle, undeniable. It is not the echo of survival this time. It is the sound of peace. You have made it through every burning, every fall, every test the universe could give. And now there is nothing left to prove. This is the quiet hour of rebirth, the moment the phoenix stops fighting the fire and simply breathes. You do not rise with noise, you rise with light. For so long, you believed transformation had to hurt. That peace must be earned through sacrifice. Every chapter taught you to brace for impact, to hold your breath when life felt too kind. But this final part of the portal teaches something different, that ease is not a trap, that serenity is not the absence of passion, but the reward for finally understanding yourself. The universe is not testing you anymore. It is watching. Gently, as you test the stillness that once frightened you, feel how the air moves differently now. How the night doesn't press on your chest but opens around you like a promise. You have walked through death and come out singing. You have met every version of yourself, the wounded one, the fierce one, the forgiving one, and now they all kneel before the light that rises from your own ashes. If you listen closely, you can hear it, the steady pulse of the new world forming inside you. It doesn't shout. It hums like a heartbeat beneath the ribs, reminding you that power was never about control, it was about presence. When you sit in the stillness tonight, you might feel energy moving up your spine like warm smoke. You might feel your palms tingling, as though the universe is passing its torch into your hands. That's because it is. Every time you survive when you thought you couldn't, every time you forgave when you had reason to hate, every time you chose to stay soft in a world that rewarded hardness, all of it has become light. It gathers now, converging in your chest, a quiet radiance that asks for no applause. You might remember old faces, old moments, people who once felt like unfinished stories, but when you think of them now, there is no ache, only gratitude. The names that once burned on your tongue have turned to prayer. You can finally thank those who hurt you, not because they were right, but because they were the bridges that carried you here. Forgiveness no longer feels like surrender. It feels like freedom. The cords that once tied you to pain dissolve like smoke. You are weightless again. The portal has done its work, not by changing the world around you, but by returning you to the truth that was buried beneath survival. Outside, the night hums softly. The moon seems closer than usual, as though it leans in to listen to your breath. There's no grand vision, no sudden epiphany. Just this, the quiet, knowing that you are safe in your own company. The solitude that once frightened you now feels sacred. You can hear your thoughts without distortion, your heartbeat without panic. You realize that solitude was never loneliness. It was your soul asking for room to speak. Now, Finally, you can hear it, and its voice is gentle, a whisper that says, "You did not break. You became." The cosmos moves differently around those who know peace. Watch how life begins to rearrange itself. Now, opportunities drift toward you without chase. People who match your energy appear as if summoned by breath alone. You speak softly, and doors open. You think kindly, and the world responds in kind. This is manifestation in its truest form, not desire forged from need, but creation born from alignment. You are no longer sending signals of fear, you are broadcasting serenity. Every action, every word, every silence becomes prayer. And prayer, in its purest form, is gratitude, wearing the voice of love. The universe honors those who have learned to rest. You will see it in small things first, in mornings that feel less heavy, in laughter that no longer feels like effort, in the way your reflection finally looks like someone you can trust. The chaos that once defined you now feels like distant thunder, a sound that reminds you of what you survived, but no longer commands your attention. There is a softness to your power now, a quiet command that others feel before they understand. You no longer need to prove your strength. Your peace announces it before you speak. If there is any sadness left, let it stay a while. It will fade on its own. Sometimes light is so gentle that it needs time to seep through the cracks. Cry if you must. Not because you are weak, but because tears are the body's way of saying thank you for release. Every drop that falls now waters the garden of your new beginning. You are not starting over, you are continuing on higher ground. Una calma skis. The stars above you are older than sorrow, yet tonight they seem to shine in celebration. You might imagine them as witnesses, applauding your endurance in silent language. They know what it means to burn for eternity without losing grace. You are one of them now, a living constellation of lessons turned into light. You've learned that power doesn't roar, it glows. That love doesn't demand, it expands and .com. That faith doesn't plead, it trusts. And that endings are not exits, they are evolutions disguised as closure. As you close your eyes, imagine the universe leaning closer, whispering, "It was always you. You were the miracle waiting at the end of every storm. The answer behind every prayer. The fire and the ash, and the light reborn from both. There was never a savior coming. Never a rescue promised. You were the savior. The rescue. The redemption. The final portal did not open somewhere in the stars. It opened in your heart the moment you decided to stop running from yourself. So, rest now. Scorpio, let the night cradle you. Let every breath remind you that peace is no longer temporary. It is the language your soul now speaks fluently. There will still be days of uncertainty, moments of doubt. But even those will pass through you, like wine through flame, unable to extinguish what has become eternal. You are the phoenix that forgot how to die. You are the quiet light rising above the ruins. Not to conquer the world, but to love it differently this time. Tomorrow, when dawn breaks, don't rush to begin again. Sit for a moment in that soft golden light and whisper gratitude for everything that brought you here, every storm, every silence, every scar that became a constellation. You have crossed the final portal not by force, but by faith, and as the world awakens, so do you? Glowing from the inside out, carrying the calm of galaxies beneath your skin. This is not an ending. Scorpio, this is the peace you were always meant to become.